Welcome to the first episode of the Commissioner's Corner, the official podcast of the Jay Fiacchi Choke Club Dynasty League, where the trash talk is loud, the trades are questionable, and the beer, well, it's occasionally shotgunned on video. I'm your host and Commissioner Luke, proud GM of the Adams family, and it's time to dive in all the chaos that was Week 7 and upcoming Week 8. This week had it all. An undefeated showdown that didn't end up being close at all, a few teams trying to remember what winning feels like, and a new low score that earned someone a very carbonated punishment. Let's get into it. We will start at the top with the matchup of the week, Jay Fiacchi versus E. Wingerden. Two undefeated juggernauts entering the ring 6-0. This one didn't end up being as competitive as we had thought it was going to be. Jamie's team dropped 182 points, absolutely rolling through Eric's team with like a bulldozer through balsa wood. Jamie moves to 7-0, still the only undefeated team left in the league, while Eric takes his first L and slides to 6-1. Shouldn't be a problem, but hey, losing streak's got to start somewhere. Up next, my team versus most hated. My squad came alive this week, put up 183 points, most in the league for the week. Thank you. Good enough to leave Mark's team lying face down in the fantasy graveyard. Still put up 146 points. Not a bad effort. Unfortunately, still continuing the heartbreaking tankathon. 6 straight losses. We can turn it around. We can turn this around. Let's talk about Regan, who keeps stacking wins. Now 5-2 after a clean 164-123 victory over TJW. TJW's season has gone from bad luck to existential crisis, honestly. If this team were an NFL franchise, they'd already be scouting the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. Over to Mystic Dan, who's been sneaky good lately. Beating Dylan's team 154-118. Dylan's squad falls to 2-5, and rumor has it the locker room morale is somewhere between Sad Trombone and Urban Meyer era Jaguars. Josh's Jacks had a rough one, putting up 107 points in a blowout loss to Chaika's Rats, who got back on track, 156 points. Chaika's team remains one of the league's true enigmas. Top 5 in points, bottom 5 in vibes. This is also the lowest score of the week, Cody. So we'll be needing to do a shotgun for the squad. Last up, B-Todd sneaks past Evan, 139-129. One of those matchups where neither side deserved to win, but B-Todd gets to update his LinkedIn to 2-game winning streak enthusiast. This week's episode of the Commissioner's Corner is brought to you by Cody's Beer Chugging Academy. Whether you're 1 or 6 or just want to impress your league mates, Cody's Beer Chugging Academy will teach you the fundamentals, pace, foam control, and the art of pretending it didn't come back up 5 seconds later. Cody's Beer Chugging Academy, because every loss deserves a lesson. All right, now let's check in on the league hierarchy, aka fantasy food chain. At the bottom of the chain, we have the tankers. Got 4 teams here: Josh's Jacks, B-Todd, Most Hated, and TJW. One of you, I don't know which one just yet, is getting that 101 pick, and one of you is just getting embarrassed, or all of you. Tier 3, the Pretenders. We got Chaika. We got Dylan. 2 teams here, 3-4, 2-5 respectively. Flashes of life, but just wildly inconsistent. Now, Tier 2. These are the playoff pushers. We got Regan's team, 5-2. We got my team, 4-3. Dangerous teams trending upward. We also got Mystic Dan, 4-3. Might be the nobody wants to face them in Week 13 team. And lastly, we got the Tier 1, cream of the crop. This is just weekly rankings, just so you know. The Contenders. We got Jay Fiacchi, 7-0, obviously number 1 in the league. This is the league's Thanos. Man's inevitable. We also have Call the DeMar Ambulance, E. Wingerden. 6-1, one loss away from panic tweeting. And lastly, we have Team Evan Squire, 5-2. Man's flying under the radar, but PF leader potential. The Commissioner's Corner is also sponsored by Wilkie and Todd Enterprises, specializing in shotgun procrastination since 2023. Wilkie and Todd Enterprises. We'll get to it eventually. All right, now looking ahead to week 8, we've got some juicy matchups. My team versus Eric's team. A classic, can the commish pull off the upset? Eric is favored, but we've seen stranger things happen, like Mark actually winning a game. Next up, we've got Jamie versus Regan. Jamie looks unstoppable at 7-0, but Regan's team has been heating up as of late. Upset potential? Maybe. But right now, Jamie's team is the fantasy Death Star, as much as I hate to admit that. Next up, TJW versus B-Todd. Toilet Bowl game of the week. Loser here may officially be mathematically eliminated from the playoffs and probably should start scouting 2026 rookies if you haven't already. Next up, Dylan versus Evan. Dylan is due for a win, but Evan's team has firepower. My fantasy forecast calls for pain. Next up, we have Nick versus Mark. Mark's hoping to avoid back-to-back losses, while Nick's trying to claw back to plus 500 or 500. Analytics say Nick. Vibes say Mark probably forgot to set his line. Next up, and lastly, we've got Cody versus Dan. Dan is rolling. Cody is melting. Advantage here, obviously, Dan by a comfortable margin. And now, your lock of the week. I believe Jay Fiacchi stays undefeated. Until proven otherwise, he's a one-man wrecking crew of this league. Before we wrap it up, a few commissioner reminders. Shotgun penalties. Cody, you are up this week. TJW and B-Todd, we are still waiting on multiple ones for you guys. So get on that, please. Next, trade deadline. If you do remember, we did have a vote pass this past year, or we do have a trade deadline now. That deadline is set for after week 14. So once playoffs start, no trades will be able to be made until the championship is over. So make your moves now before it's too late. Lastly, no updates on trades this week. I didn't see anything this past week, but we are entering the part of the season where the wheeling and dealing can make or break playoff hopes. All right, that is all for this week's episode of the Commissioner's Corner. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Where the takes are hot, beer's cold. The league is always in chaos. I'll catch you next week for the Week 8 Fallout. Until then, good luck setting those lineups, and may your points for finally match your... What the fuck does that even mean? I had AI write this, and I have no idea what this last... And may your points for all finally match your points against. Hey, we'll see you guys next week.